Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Pumpkin Picks back with another vid, and today we're gonna be talking about UFC Fight Night, Moreno versus Steve Erceg. Let's get right to it. Let's get right to the predictions. So, I'm only gonna be going over the main fights because this fight or this fight night in Mexico, it's not as good as we all thought it was. I mean, there's some pretty mid-off fights. You know, they're gonna have mid-offs in this fight night card at least. So Loopy, I mean, she's all right. But let's start off with this fight that I think this is a crazy fight to have in the prelims of a pay-per-view. In the prelims of a fight night card, especially when a fight is this mid. So Christian Rodriguez, like, you beat some big contenders, some big name contenders or prospects, and they keep putting you in the prelims. So you need to step your attitude up a little. You need to change a little bit because you have a little bit too much of a chillax attitude, a nonchalant, like, yeah, I'm just a chill guy. So, but Maquezio Costa, he's coming back again. I didn't even realize he was fighting this soon. Like, he just fought last month against Andre Fili and knocked him out pretty quickly. So I guess he was coming off no injuries, and they maybe caught him to step up in a short notice. He's from Brazil. He doesn't speak English. I know he most likely has stayed to fight in Brazil. So Christian Rodriguez, I'm assuming he's a little bit more aware. I don't know where he fights out of actually, but I'm assuming that because he's Mexican, he probably stayed more time in Mexico. He had a better training camp preparing for this fight. And I mean, yeah, for this division, Maquezio is pretty tall. I don't even know if they're fighting at I thought Andre Fili was a 145 pounder. So I'm pretty sure Christian Rodriguez is not gonna fight in the bantamweight. This is in featherweight. So this is actually kind of might change my opinion, my pick a little, because Christian Rodriguez is good. Maquezio Acosta is a pretty big fighter, even for a featherweight. So, sheesh. This actually is pretty interesting. In my TikTok or my shorts, YouTube shorts, if you saw that video, I chose Christian Rodriguez, but I didn't realize that Costa was gonna be fighting in featherweight. So Christian Rodriguez is gonna go up. I'm gonna go with Costa in this fight. You know what? I changed my pick. I'm going with Costa. And no, actually no. I'm gonna stay with Rodriguez because he's part Mexican. For whatever reason, Mexicans tend to have a better chin. I'm gonna trust that he doesn't get knocked out, and Costa's gonna probably gas. So I'm gonna go with Christian Rodriguez. Keep my pick from TikTok. Jose Daniel Medina versus Abeta Gutari. So, being straight up, I don't know much about this fighter. I think this is actually his debut. They have his Dana White Contender Fight Series. So, Jose Daniel Medina, he's alright. But there's one thing you guys have to notice. Being 6 foot as a Bolivian is I've never seen that. If you guys don't know, Bolivians are one of the shorter. I think they have they're the shortest country in South America, and they're one of the shortest countries in all of the world. But no matter where you go in Bolivia, you're gonna be in altitude. So, I think because they're gonna fight in Mexico City, so they're gonna be in altitude. Bolivia, the altitude of Mexico is nothing compared to the altitude in Bolivia. So unless Jose Medina, I'm not 100% sure where he lives. Let's check. Jose Medina, UFC. So there's not gonna be any Wikipedia about this dude, but I could probably check where he comes out of just by where he fought. If he fought in Inca something. So yeah, I mean, it seemed like he fought in Brazil, so he fought in Bolivia, because these organizations look like they're from Bolivia. So I'm just gonna assume that he has that crazy lung power, and he's trained in the altitude for far enough time to be good to fight in Mexico City. Because again, Bolivia, their altitude is like Mexico City is nothing compared to Bolivia's altitude. So I'm gonna go with Jose Medina. I probably should have picked him in my guaranteed picks, to be honest. Is there even a prediction? No, there's not. But I would definitely put him in my parlay. Okay, let's see. CJ, fuck. I feel like a casual right now because I don't really know these fighters like that. I mean, I watch every single card. I know I should probably pay a little bit more attention, but I'm not good with names. Let's go right to the main event. Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. So if you don't know, I am Peruvian. I want Kevin Borjas to win, but he's 9-3. He's the shorter person. Damn, dude, I didn't realize. Ronaldo Rodriguez is 5'6". He looks like he's shorter, to be honest. He looks like he's about 5'3". So we're gonna be seeing who's the actual taller fighter, because I know these fighters be capping on these heights. So Ronaldo Rodriguez, I have him winning in this fight. Kevin Borjas, dude, he's 9-3. So, and on top of that, Kevin Borjas has Ronaldo Rodriguez has a pretty good record, 18-2. Like, that's respectable. And yeah, I think he got close to losing his last fight. I forget what the freak the fighter's name is. You guys already know I'm bad with names, but he became a star in the UFC Noche, in the Sphere. So I'm assuming that the UFC is pretty much setting up one of their fighters, because they see a future UFC star in this list, in this card, or in him at least. Brandon Moreno is getting a little old in the 125-pound division, so I'm just gonna put my money that Ronaldo Rodriguez, they're gonna bake on this dude and setting him up to fight basically a cannon. I mean, I know Kevin Borjas is a compatriot of mine in Peru, but he's 9-3. You know, he's 9-3. I want to see. Well, I don't even know what his last one was, to be honest. Let's see. And I can't click on his name. Oh, so he lost against Van, which that's a respectable loss. He's probably gonna lose this fight and let's be honest, he's gonna get cut. But I mean, you can't do it. That's part of the game. So moving on to the next fight. David Martinez versus Samian Oliveira. I'm just gonna skip this fight because he's coming off a Dana contendership fight. This is for the fact that they're putting this dude above Ronald Rodriguez, so he must have something special about him. Cause he's a UFC star, and this dude's coming off his first fucking UFC appearance. He's just about to fight. Anyways, Raul Rosas Jr. versus Vince Morales. I mean, you can't really say anything about this. Raul Rosas Jr. is obviously gonna win. I actually think that his development as a fighter isn't really going up as we thought. Like, the only thing that he's doing is that he's getting a little bit more of experience, but as far as like actual skills, he's not really developing that much. And I think we see this a lot with young stars, like fighters that kind of get in the game when they're super young and get all this attention. And, like if you see Charles Oliveira, from when he started when he was 20 to 3 or 4 years in, like he made crazy. Yeah, he was winning and losing some, but he was still like developing. Raul Rosas Jr. He's how old? He's now like 20. I can't see his age, but I think he's 20. He's been in the UFC for about 3 years, and he hasn't developed much. But that being said, I still have Raul Rosas winning. Like when you have a face like that, if you saw the UFC recent video, the thumbnail that they put on this dude, like that is just a criminal thumbnail fuck, I don't think I'll be able to show it really well, but if you guys see this thumbnail, that is just insane. Like, they did my boy super freaking dirty with this. Fuck! This is a horrible face. But when you have a face like that, you can't be losing fights. Like, and this dude already has a huzz. You know, like, he's doing well. He's probably, I mean, just a clout by itself is allowing him to pound, you know, cat, if you know what I mean. But Raul Rosas Jr. cannot afford to lose. And I have him winning. There's not much to say about Vince Morales. He's a less than mid, I would call him, to be honest. Fuck. But moving forward, bro, what the fuck is wrong with this stupid ass goddamn Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. So Kelvin Gastelum he's coming back from his first win in a while, or the first win where he actually looked decent. I think he actually lost against Chris Curtis, despite everyone saying how good he looked in that fight, and he got dog walked by Sean Brady. Everyone thought that was a good style matchup because we all saw Kelvin Gastelum as this crazy wrestler at one point, or we all classified him as a wrestler. He's been out wrestled multiple times in his career. So, I mean, he got out wrestled by Chris Weidman, but Chris Weidman is an actual All-American wrestler. He even got taken down quite a few times from Robert Whittaker. But again, Robert Whittaker's good. Sean Brady, like, so what I'm trying to say is that he's a wrestler. He's not an elite wrestler. He gets taken down by elite people. Joe Pyfer, this dude, like, when he first came in the UFC, I think he started off like his second fight. It was like a UFC main event because he got all this media attention off his punching power, and he hasn't been consistent. Like, I don't know what's happening with Joe Pyfer. He's coming off the Philly camp. Sean Brady's gonna be in his corner, but I actually, when I hear someone say, "Oh, Ilya Taporia and Hamza Chimaev is gonna be in this guy's corner," okay, that doesn't mean anything. Like, that means absolutely fucking nothing. So, if they say Joe Pyfer punches as hard as they say he does, which I think he kind of gassed himself out against fuck, dude, I forgot the fucking name. I forgot what was his last name. It was a Swedish guy. Can't fucking remember people's name right now. Oh, he's coming off. Oh, I did not even see this. I forgot that he fought this guy, Burial. Okay, so he's coming off a win too. Fuck, I put this shit on my TikTok, and people are gonna talk shit to me. But Jack Hermanson, yeah, he got lost. He got handed the L pretty handedly against that fight. And Jack Hermanson is a grappler first. He's not even that good of a striker. He's just good to kind of lead people off, just one jab and you know, jump around the cage. So I think we saw himself punch himself out in this fight. I don't not even remember this fight. So I'm just gonna act like that never happened. But I have Joe Pyfer losing in this fight. He's gonna gas himself out again. No one knocks out Kelvin Gastelum. And he's getting up there in age. I think he's like 34, 35 years old. He's not this super young fighter that we all saw when he first came in. Like, he's a vet. He has the miles on him. He got rocked pretty bad by Izzy. He got shown levels by Robert Whittaker, and then I wonder how bad that hurt his confidence against Sean Brady, because he got absolutely dog walked. But I don't think that Joe Pyfer is gonna catch Kelvin Gastelum clean to knock him out. Like, you have to land a really solid chin straight to the fist straight to the chin of Kelvin Gastelum with his mouth open. And I don't think that's gonna happen. So I have Kelvin Gastelum winning by decision. Kelvin Gastelum is a huge underdog, So I'll make that bet, to be honest. Manuel Torres versus Drew Dober. For some reason, there's always this thing in the UFC where, like, when a whole bunch of fighters, when they do an event at a country, all the fighters in that country tend to lose. It happens all the time with Canada. It happened in UFC Noche. Like, most of the Mexican fighters besides Ronald, I forgot what his fucking name was, but all those fighters had lost. And it might happen with this fight. I'm going to have Drew Dober winning because, actually, the thing is that Drew Dober can get knocked out in as good as he is with these knockout power, and as much knockout power as he has. Like, he's fighting a Mexican, and these fucking Mexicans, like, it pisses me off to say, but they just have granite chins. And as far as chin-wise, it just seems like they are just built different. Drew Dober's getting a little bit older. I think he's like 38, so he's definitely an older lightweight. Manuel Torres lost against Bohemendez in UFC Noche as well. So I don't think he's gonna lose again. I think he's gonna get this win. I got Manuel Torres winning. Drew Dober is not gonna get the knockout just because of this dude's chin. I'm assuming he's gonna. Actually, he lost against Bohemendez, I think, by TKO. But I don't think he's gonna lose 2 events in a row, 2 Mexican events especially. So I have Manuel Torres winning. And then finally, in the main event, I have Brandon Moreno winning against Steve Erceg. I think. Look, I just don't rate Kai Kara France. I know he's like he just knocked out Steve Erceg pretty bad, and Steve Erceg was actually not looking that bad in that fight. I think he was winning the striking from range, but he got knocked out. Brandon Moreno has, I think, just as much as knockout power as Kai Kara France. So unless Steve Erceg can consistently 5 rounds not get clipped, which I think he will, he might win, but he's gonna fight in altitude. No matter what happens, like, these fighters are always gonna favor the homeboys, especially when in Mexico, like, they use the same judges as boxing. So these judges are favoring these Mexicans. But yeah, I just have Brandon Moreno winning. To be honest, I'm not really even that interested in this main event. I feel like they could have set up the card a lot better, but this is the takes that I'm going with. If you guys like this video, subscribe. I have more MMA content coming out, and I have more soccer content or football content coming out. Please, I'll see y'all in the next vid. Peace out. Pumpkin Picks out.